golfj.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Sinacropi inside the FingerLakes1.com studios in upstate New York for golfj.com. And I'm also sitting alongside Rhett Taccone, where today we're going to have a conversation with Helge Meyer of Vice Golf. He's the head of marketing for Vice Golf. And for those of you that don't know about Vice Golf, they make a highly
effective.
Yeah, it's a great
Great
golf
ball.
ball, or a series of golf balls, and for about half the price of like a Titleist Pro V, but you're not compromising any quality there, at least as far as I can tell. We've reviewed it on the show before, and now they're branching out. They're making some golf gloves. They're making some golf hats. So we're going to talk a little bit with Helge about the how the company came about and what their future plans are, and what it's like to kind of have a startup golf equipment company.
It's really amazing, though, that the product, the look, the feel of the ball, the performance of the ball that you get from the Vice Golf ball at the almost ridiculously low price that you can get for this ball, based on how it compares to others that are out there that you buy in pro shops and things like that.
So we'll find out how they do it, and I guess it's a great time to welcome in Helge Meyer in Germany. How you doing?
Hi guys, not too bad.
Thanks for taking time out to talk to us. And it's about quitting time there for you guys in Germany. It's about a little after 11 a.m. here in the United States, and a little after 5 p.m. there. Tell us a little bit about how you became involved with the company as head of marketing.
Well, pretty much we started back in 2012, and a little beforehand when we had a project with a golf ball company, and we realized that golf balls are pretty expensive and are probably the most expensive part of the game when you look at how quickly you lose them. So we thought how we could, overcome that burden, and came to the idea of a direct selling concept, where we just pretty much cut off the middleman and sell products online. So passing on the savings of our production without losing any of the quality. So this was the concept and theory, and of course it took a while until it was ready to market, but now it's great to hear from guys like you who confirm the quality of our product. And we are happy to sell premium golf balls at less than $25 a dozen.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I became familiar with your product. I was a Titleist Pro V player, and I like to start every round with a brand new golf ball, and it got very expensive, and to the point where I'm not willing to pay $5 a golf ball, because like you said, you lose one, you could lose 3 balls on the front 9 if you're having a bad day. So with the price of golf in general, being expensive, it was a great way to make some savings. So I gave it a shot, and honestly, I liked the way the ball performed, and didn't notice much of a difference. So I ordered 5 dozen logo golf balls, and for the first time in my golfing career, I made it to our club championship final. So all those years playing the Pro Vs, I never did, and this year with the Vice, I did. I don't know if it's the ball, but I can tell you that there's not a big difference in performance, especially for I'm a 5 handicap. So
sounds like you got a spokesperson on your hands, Helge.
That must be the Vice ball, I guess.
Absolutely. So you guys, not only are you trying to develop this ball, but you're also trying to develop ways to get it out to consumers directly. So you had 2 big challenges on your hands when you guys were first starting out. So understandably, it's probably taken a few years to get the momentum going. But talk a little bit about dealing with those 2 factors as you're going along, and some of the hurdles you jumped over, or you guys have got past to get this ball out to market.
Well, I guess that's a good question, and especially looking at Germany, we have golf being considered as an even more prestigious game as you guys have today in the United States. So the burden here is even higher, and we thought we are losing more than 40,000 golfers every year, whether they're just too old and pretty much are not able to play anymore, or whatever reason is there. But we gain more than 30,000 golfers every year at the same time, and these golfers are more open to let me say, crazy products and to more innovative and disrupting products. So we believe that we can capture those incoming golfers and open-minded golfers here in Germany, have seen a massive increase and high growth rates in the past 3 years. And similar things have happened in the United States, where we started pretty much 1 year ago. We launched the product in the U.S. after the PGA show last year,
Right.
and we just see big sales, and we see that people want to see something different, and they're willing to go away from the established brands, as for example you mentioned the Pro V, especially because they realize that quality is similar, it's better in some categories and similar in others, and we have the feeling that the people are ready for that change, and they're going away from that prestigious game of attorneys and doctors, to a more affordable level, and everybody can play golf without having to look at financials so badly.
Well, Ingo Duelman and Rainier Stockel formed Vice Golf in 2012. Now we're here in 2016. There was some time from the initial concept to get the balls to market, and what were some of the things that had to happen for Vice Golf, like starting with like R&D and how you decided on the types of golf balls you were going to make and get them manufactured to the point, and then you're ready to sell them. How do you get the word out? What was that whole process like from
that process is probably the 2.5 years before 2012, where we sat together with the Technical University of Munich, with the chemistry department and the aviation department, discussing and trying out different ball models. So we tried a whole lot of different cores and sirloin and the sirloin DuPont mixture and other the cast urethane cover, for example, and it took us probably 7 to 8 tries until we had a product that was ready to market. And we had a pretty good start in Germany because we had one of the largest German newspapers reporting about us, and that gave us a very good kickstart. And I mean, ever since that, we've been investing in marketing heavily and trying to get the word out, and trying with loyalty programs to encourage customers to spread the word and to recommend our brand. So this has been very successful in the past years, and now it's big time to really kick off and start in the U.S. after a good first year.
Helge, what was the so-called aha moment when you guys knew you had the ball that you wanted to put out there, and that you knew what you were going to go forward with? Like, how did you guys arrive at that conclusion?
Well, the aha moment was actually when we did a fun thing. We were just blackening the name Vice on the golf ball, and we were also covering other brands of the golf ball, and we did, so to say, a blind testing, and had some professionals with plus handicaps at the golf course nearby in Munich, and they didn't see a difference, and we were surprised that the product was so ready to market, because it was the 7th try, so to say, where we first did the black testing, and all of a sudden people were saying, man, this is great, this is just what we need.
Now, you mentioned that they're investing in marketing. What types of outlets and channels have worked best for you? I know there's been a lot of word of mouth stuff, and I've seen you featured in Golf.com, Golf Digest. We've featured you on our podcast, and so and when you talk about investing in marketing, is that more like time or capital, and what channels have been most successful?
start off in Germany, we had some heavy investments into search engine optimization with certain buzzwords that would characterize quality golf balls at reasonable prices. At the same time, we were going for the major golf magazines in Germany. So that was the offline channel where we had editorials and some of the stories about Vice Golf, where people, started calling us at the office and wanted to know more about the company. And as you mentioned before, based on that, we had the word of mouth and the recommendation going on, and that was probably which gave us the momentum and the level that was necessary for us to be aware in the market. And based on these recommendations, we became the official golf ball of the German Golf Association last year. And so we are exposed to more than 450 golf clubs in Germany, which is more than half of the golf clubs in Germany we have.
Yeah, that was a big announcement for the German Golf Association to make you the official ball over, the Titleists and Callaways and Nikes of the world. So that had to be a great boost for you guys in your home country. But now that you've expanded out to different markets, in particularly the U.S., I know that you have a distribution facility in Buffalo, New York, which is just down the road from us here. How difficult has it been to, like I say, to branch out, in particularly the United States? Did you have to take a lot of trips over here? You have some good partners over here in the States, or how did that work?
We actually don't have too many partners in the U.S., but we realized that it's not only about marketing and about telling people about Vice, but it's also about creating credibility. And so we had our products tested in San Diego at the Golf Labs. We published these tests on our website, and this was also a big thing where people say we see black on white, an independent testing organization that's testing our golf balls and comparing it to the market leader, to the Titleists and other established brands, and you barely see any differences in distance, spin rates, dispersion, and these categories.
So Helge, we've talked about the how you've developed the balls and the marketing about it, but one key component with the marketing aspect of it is you guys have a hot name for this product. I mean, how did you come up with Vice? It's just a great name. The logo is awesome. The packaging is great. You guys really have done a lot of R&D probably on this. But where did the name Vice come from?
Well, it was supposed to be a short name that was capturing that would people make aware of something, and that's something that they could relate to. So if you look at the younger generation, for example, these guys are playing or are at the PlayStation playing GTA Vice or Vice City. But at the same time, you used to have, I'm not sure if you guys have that in the States, I guess you do. Back in the 70s and 80s, you had Miami Vice.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
You also have the Vice magazine, where a lot of people seem to mix up Vice Golf and the Vice magazine. But it's just a name that sticks to your mind. And also, we consider golf to be our Vice. So That's why the slogan says, "Embrace your Vice."
Right.
Because, I mean, for some people, their job is their Vice. And for others, it's their family. For us, it's golf.
Well, it's golf with us too as well. And it's a great product, great name, and great look.
And one of the ways that you guys have been able to price such a great product so much affordably compared to the bigger brands and more established brands is that you're cutting out the middleman. Most of your sales, or all of your sales, are pretty much online. You're not really looking to get your product on shelves in retail spaces, so there's no markup along the way there in that whole retail distribution chain. So
Exactly.
Is that something that you're committed to sticking with, or are you going to try to sooner than later maybe develop some type of retail outlet for the products?
Well, I mean, we did have enough offers to go offline and to promote our or to sell our products in larger retail stores and warehouses, but I guess that's a major USP and a major characteristic of Vice Golf, that we sell online only, and we certainly want to stick to that approach.
Yeah, and it seems in this day and age that that it's something you can certainly do. I mean, back before the internet, you'd be maybe trying to send out catalogs and doing mail order, but now, like I'm a perfect example. We had a friend of mine got a dozen Vice golf balls last spring, and he gave me a sleeve and said, "Try them out." I liked them. I decided to commit to it and ordered 5 dozen balls, off your website. At the time, I wasn't too familiar with the brand, so I was a little concerned about, placing this order from Germany and how long it was going to take. And I actually got my balls logoed, and sure enough, geez, less than a week later, the balls arrived, and I played them all summer, and brand new ball every single time I teed it up, and they lasted me right through the season. And so it is very simple. And when you consider that you can get 2 dozen Vice golf balls for the price of 1 dozen Pro Vs, I mean, and get a logo on it,
Yep.
it's a no-brainer. So we do love the product. But I did also notice that there are a lot of other people trying to follow your lead out there. There's a lot of other, I don't want to call them generic, but not the name brand balls that are available. What sets Vice apart from your competitors on that level?
Well, hopefully the brand. I mean, in the past 3 years, we were trying to create a brand that sticks to your mind and that you become loyal with. So as you guys were saying before, or asking about the name, on the one hand side, it's supposed to be a catchy name, but we are hoping that golfers relate something positive and something cool to Vice, and that should make them stick with us. Of course, there's fierce competition coming in, and especially in the United States, there are quite a number of new companies who, I don't want to say imitate the model, but they are very similar. Yet we haven't seen any competitor who has managed to offer our prices at this level of quality.
With the ball, and we've talked about the quality of the ball and the similarities to others at at a much better price. Have you encountered any issues with the bigger companies trying to enforce their will, so to speak, on you guys and companies like yourself? I mean, you've got the name, you've got from our standpoint, you've got the product out there. I mean, how has it been in actually competing against the bigger name companies?
Well, yes, we have had some legal issues with the bigger established companies, but as much as I can tell you, we're still in the market, and
right.
We believe that we always find a way to find an agreement that makes all parties involved happy.
And of course, you're talking probably about the Acushnet patent lawsuits on dimple patterns, and to me, it seemed kind of crazy because some of the points in the suit were dimple patterns that Titleist doesn't even use. So it's got to be very difficult when you're making a product like this to not technically or legally infringe on some of because there's so many patents out there. But has the lawsuit or the lawsuits for particularly the one from Acushnet, or the threat of maybe future suits, has that changed the way that you've planned on kind of going forward? Has it held you back at all, knowing that you might have to deal with some of these legal issues?
So far it hasn't, and we're hoping that we're going to find a way that won't affect any of our sales in the future. However, I must say that the lawsuit of Acushnet refers to one of our models, so it's only the Vice Pro model, the 318 dimple pattern. So we will see what's going to happen, but as you said, Titleist is not even producing these patterns, dimple patterns, but compared to Europe, or in contrast to Europe, they were able to to have the patent for that design, whereas in Europe you're not even allowed to have a patent on a pattern which you're not personally producing.
Huh. So that can get confusing.
It's difficult to give you a more detailed answer on that because we're in the middle of the process, so to say,
Right.
and we'll see what's going to happen. But yeah, we're very positive and confident that we'll find a way that's going to be okay for both of us.
So, moving through all of that, the company's growing, obviously, and golf balls were and are the main focal point for you guys. You've branched out. You have some apparel. You have golf gloves. Big picture. Any thoughts on going into the club making or things of that nature? You got a company like PXG that just came out with their set and had hired a stable of 12 tour pros. And so, is there any thoughts, big picture for Vice Golf to expand into the equipment market?
Expansion, yes. Equipment market, maybe.
Yes.
But I guess there are a lot of other brands out there in the market who have the large expertise, especially in club making and
Right.
Equipment like that. However, we've seen that offering the hats that we're offering turned out to be, had a very positive response too, because they were different, and you can see other brands, having the flat brim
Right.
offered now too. We went into the glove making again with the same idea, cutting the price in half and offering top-end quality. And you will certainly see some new Vice products in the market within the next few months and years. That's for sure. However, that's nothing to talk about in public yet.
Yeah, no problem. It's the hats are unbelievable. That we look forward to seeing more stuff from you guys for sure.
Yeah, and exciting.
And probably for the colder areas of the United States, we launched our beanies. Let me have a look at my watch. 50 minutes ago. So
nice.
Breaking news.
Another new product coming in, or it just came in today as well.
Oh, great. Heard first here on golfj.com. We'll put that out there for you.
Well, Helge, we really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to talk to us about your company and your products. We're very intrigued by it all. And I, in addition to just provide another option for people, I really think that your approach is beneficial to the game of golf as a whole, because there is a barrier to entry for new golfers, financially. Whether you're getting a membership or paying greens fees or renting a cart or buying the equipment. So personally, I just think that the pricing on your golf balls in particular is just right how they should be. Like I said, with the Titleist balls, when you're shelling out $15 for a sleeve and paying $4 or $5 a golf ball, it just doesn't seem right. You don't see where the value is. So when I got my 5 dozen Vice golf balls last spring, it felt like the price point was right there, and I was set for the summer, and I didn't break the bank, And so I think that Vice Golf is really doing a great service to the game of golf.
Absolutely. To grow the game of golf, it has to be affordable for everybody to play, and a lot of people talk about the affordability of the greens fees. They don't really talk about the golf ball as much. Well, golf ball matters too. One goes in hand with the other. So hats off to you guys for really trying to make a difference there and putting out a good product at the same time.
Thanks a lot.
So again, thank you, Helge, for joining us. If you want to learn more about Vice Golf online or order golf balls, the new golf glove, one of the sweet golf hats, it's vicegolf.com. And you can also follow them on Twitter at @Vice_golf. And certainly a company to watch. And we're big fans here at Golf J. And so, it's winter here right now in upstate New York. But probably about another month, I'm going to get my order for 5 more dozen Vice balls coming my way for the upcoming season. So, best of luck to you guys, Helge, and thank you again.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you later.
golfj.com.